right. Hello. Coming in live, coming in late. You know what? I figured we had to come in a little bit late because the fire was so high from what's about to happen that we had to take an extinguisher and get it a little bit under control. So I do apologize for being a couple minutes late. That's what happens with technology. But today is a great day and we are super pumped up, fired up. I have three awesome rock stars that I will be interviewing today. So I need you to kind of hold on to the steering wheel and hold on tight. Otherwise, you might end up off the cliff. So my name is Michelle Churchill Dworak, and it is such an honor to be running this call on this fabulous Friday, the last freaking day of the month, marching into March 1st. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about in regards to housekeeping before we jump in. So first and foremost, today and tomorrow, we do have a fabulous promotion that is currently happening right as we speak, which is for brand new customers, $20 off. The bottle of our famous belly fat blasting liquid collagen that has a medical grade dose of the liquid collagen, and it has a clinical grade dose of the water soluble vitamin CLA. And then even a little bit bigger, we have the lean body system, which has the belly fat blasting liquid collagen trim already a part of it, for $50 off and free shipping as well. The same is for Canada as well. And in the UK, we have until tonight, the 28th of February, until 11:59 p.m. Mountain. If you spend, I think it's 123 Europe dollars, it is a free bottle of trim that you are getting. So that will end tonight, but the one will go into for the United States and for Canada until tomorrow, March 1st at 11:59 p.m. Mountain. So tell your face, or if you're catching this and you didn't know it, make sure that you do take advantage of that. For existing customers, you are also getting $10 off if you a bottle of your trim, or $25 off that system. So you also get to take advantage of an absolutely incredible sale. You can stack that with any product credits that you would have, which is if you're already on Subscribe and Save, you're already saving $25 per month, so you can use those credits. Make sure you're going in there and making sure those credits are not expiring. If you have any questions about that, let your person know, or your rep. And now we're going to kind of jump into a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. So I have the honor of taking three rock stars, like I said, and interviewing them on what is currently working right now in the space of social retail, network marketing, the e-commerce of social media. And what's pretty cool is, like, right now there's major success happening. This isn't something like, hey, 10 years ago this happened. Like, right now, this information is going to be extremely meaningful and something that you should start implementing today. A little bit about my backstory. I got started with Modere in social retail. It'll be 3 years in May, so just shy of 3 years. I was in a previous company, a health and wellness company, doing, boot camps and what we used to call them, fitness challenges. And in a book that I was reading, which hopefully you're doing personal development, Six Figures to Success, I came across John Melton, who is just a legend in the industry of social retail, a legend in Modere. And after watching him from afar for, a year and constantly having him follow up and build a relationship, through his relationship building, I found all the answers to everything that I didn't have. So never was I convinced or persuaded in any way, shape, or form to come be a part of Modere, but in a natural, holistic way, he gave me answers and taught me information that I didn't know about the industry. So it's been an absolute amazing ride. I am an Elite 2, meaning that me and my organization have done over $200,000 in 1 month. And I'm a Platinum Black 3, meaning that I have in 1 month sold over $50,000 personally of products all by myself, even if I didn't have anyone underneath me. And one thing that really stood out to me in social retail that's going to be brought up a lot today is the fact that I don't have to count on anyone in order to be making that income of up to 36% on that $50,000. So that wasn't the case in the previous company. So one of the biggest things that was a hot commodity that I love sharing when it comes to social retail is that dual-sided comp plan. If you want to come in and you just want to be a, creature of habit of raving about something and sharing your referral code, you're going to earn up to 36% commission no matter what, whether you have 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, or 100. But organically, people like sharing and they like sharing their code versus feeling like they're selling. So authentically, both sides end up happening because people organically start becoming a part of what it is that you are doing just by you sharing that with them. So it's really, really, really something that is unique and diverse from anything that's really out there. And the second thing is the leadership. So not only from the leaders that you're going to hear from today, but here in the culture of social retail in Modere, it really is tight like a niche family. I don't have anything bad to say about any companies, but when I look from afar and when I talk to a lot of people, I find that there's competition within a company. And here, upline, downline, sideline, like it doesn't matter, you're not even a part of each other, attached in any way, shape, or form. We're always there for each other and we're always cheering each other on. And when you don't have that level of competition, it really, really, really makes doing what it is that you're doing that much more enjoyable and brings that much more momentum into you showing up every single day. And then the last thing is our hero products, which I have to come into the other news breaker that we are going into our social retail conference. It is starting officially on Thursday in Houston. So thousands of us are flying into Houston. It starts Thursday, don't quote me, March 4th, and goes through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we are having 17 announcements of what it is that we have been behind the scenes doing that is coming and being announced this next coming week. So lots of huge things happening. And the hero products, that is also the special recipe to our system leadership and tying into hero products, is that our products are unique because of the science, the clinical studies, the research, and the cleanness of them. So sometimes you might be thinking that that's not an attraction to someone or it's not affordable for someone, but there's a lot of people that you wouldn't think of these days that are very conscious about what it is that they are using. And you might not realize, or they might not realize, that you actually have something that they could replace toxic in their home with something that's non-toxic. Of course, our favorites are our liquid biocell, which we have 7 international patents on, our belly fat blasting liquid collagen, and our 3-in-1 access tribiotic gut system. Those are just a few of the 80 that we offer. So that's some housekeeping. That's a little bit how I got started. It's been a total now of, oh my goodness, 6 years. I've completely failed myself forward. My background was in human resources. I was an HR specialist. I went for HR because as I was going for business, I found out that I had to take statistics and I just am not good at math. So I walked into that counselor's office and I said, whatever degree does not have to take math, I will do that. And I did it and I graduated and I went into HR. After dealing with burnout and 5-hour commute, so really working more than 45 plus hours a week with not much flexibility and freedom, I hit a pivotal moment in my life where I realized if I don't change something, nothing's going to change. And the sadness that I was having by missing out on, helping with my daughter to grow up was something that was just going to evolve over time and never get better unless I was willing to get better. So instead of staying in the bitter state that I was in, I said, you know what, I'm going to stop being bitter and I'm going to get better. And I went all in with being positive, coachable, and wanting to grow. And that's the skill sets that you need in order to do this. And you're one decision away from making it. So the first person that I do have the absolute honor of interviewing today, which is going to absolutely rock your world, is my dear friend. Her name is Kathy. She is just really a ball of energy and fire. What's awesome about Kathy is that she was actually in digital marketing for, she tried it out for about a year, about 18 months. And I was talking to her from afar and asking her how she was doing and continuously following up with her because this woman just has a ton of freaking potential. And before you knew it, she's like, you know what? This just like really isn't working out. I still haven't had someone to come do digital marketing with me. let's go. And she's really the person that jumps in and figures out, what's going to work for her, and kind of like dives into trainings and this and that and sees who's out there and who's winning. And she's the one that kind of like, just this person's winning and this person's winning, this person's doing well, this is what I'm going to do. And so she really is coachable and extremely positive. So just by her being in the industry, for like probably, I'd say, don't quote me, less than 6 months, she has 30 years experience as a nurse, the last 27 years as a pediatric nurse practitioner. So I'm going to bring up Kathy. She's going to share a little bit about her background, just so you can see the relatability that people have that is relatable to you, but also what is working for her right now, because her current rank is, okay, she is a team leader Platinum Black 1. And what that means is, we discussed there's two sides to the comp plan. That means that she in 1 month had a total of 3,000 organizational points coming in. And customer side, she had over 5,000 customer points in 1 month, all by herself. So Kathy, unmute yourself and welcome yourself to the screen. And I can't wait to hear your story. Hi.
Hi. Okay, yeah. So my background is in nursing. I've been a nurse for 30 years. I've been a nurse practitioner for 26 years, and I'm a gritty side hustler. So I have two boys. When I started digital marketing, I was looking to earn extra money. Things happen, and I think that everybody can relate to this. Like, our roof was leaking. We had to replace our roof. My puppy needed emergency surgery. That cost a fortune. And I was moonlighting in addition to my full-time job in an emergency, like an urgent care. And I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I was watching all these women make money online. And I said, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. I took a bunch of courses, and I don't knock those courses, because those courses really taught me about social media. So one of the tips, like, I went from, I'm 53 years old, first of all, let me tell you that. So I went from posting one family picture on Instagram to learning how to create reels, create videos, put text on screen, stories, go live, all these things that I couldn't imagine that I could possibly learn at my age. And I did. How do I make this so I can see myself? Sorry. I feel like I'm only looking at you, Michelle. So I was going live one day, and Michelle stumbled upon me, and was encouraging me to do what she was doing. And I'll be honest, I was hesitant. I didn't think that for me personally, sales is not my strong suit. I'm like the girl that tells you, I like this product, you should use it too. And that works to my benefit in this industry, because what I've done is I started using the product because I wasn't sure that I wanted to sell it. I was using powdered collagen. I started using the liquid collagen. I had such good results from it. And I was like, okay, this is legit. I like this. Let me look into this more. And I jumped on board. And I would like to say that I do it a little bit differently, because the way I like the social content, I like creating reels. I like being creative. I like doing videos. So my tips to all the new people.
You're muted.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to make my screen bigger and I don't know how to do it. So what I recommend for new people, you have to learn, I know you have to work on your mindset, of course, but you have to learn how to use social media. Because if you don't learn how to use social media, you're never going to be able to get bigger and reach more people. So no one's going to want to go to your account if you're shy on camera. So you have to practice and go on camera. You have to record yourself doing the mundane, because the mundane is relatable. We all Swiffer our floors. We all blow dry our hair. We all put on makeup. We all cook. When you take these little videos and then creatively you talk on screen, you put text on screen, and you tell people about it, and you're not always selling. You can't sell in every video. You have to be relatable and a person that they know, like, and trust. No one's going to go to your content after the first time you post something and buy from you. They need to get to know you. They need to trust you. So they want to see you. Oh, wow, she cleans her toilets too. Wow, she goes for a walk with a weighted vest too. Wow, she's cooking too. Like, it's all relatable content. And then you talk about the products in between, why you like them. It's the same thing as what I tell new people. It's the same thing as when you tell somebody oh my God, you have to read this book. It was so good. Oh my God, you have to listen to this podcast. It's so good. That's my strategy for the products. You have to try this product. It's so good. If you don't like it, you can return it in 30 days, but you're going to love it. That's what I say. I also say to women, like, listen, I'm just like you. I love a coupon. I love a promo. I love a discount. I love TJ Maxx. I love Nordstrom Rack. So I'm going to tell you every time this is on sale, and that's when you need to jump on it. So my sales go way up every time there's a promo. So when Modere gives a promo, I am pushing that promo out to every single person that's on my list, my email list, in my content, in my lives. And I tell them, you probably have product credits. If you're a new customer, you're going to get a $25 discount. In addition to these discounts, I promote the hell out of these sales. And then in between the sales, I'm doing my regular content, which is just talking about wellness. I also think it's very important if you're new, you have to niche down. You have to find your niche. You cannot talk to the whole internet at once. I, unlike Michelle, started on Instagram. I'm an Instagram girl, and I'm going to tell you how much I love Instagram. I absolutely despise Facebook, but Instagram, if you just learn Instagram, you can cross post everything to Facebook. So I am hardly ever on Facebook. Everything I post on Instagram automatically goes to Facebook too. So I have a smaller Facebook audience than I do an Instagram audience. I recommend you get to know Instagram and niche down as much as you can. This is not, you cannot talk to every woman on the internet. Talk to women over 40, talk to women who just had children, talk to stay-at-home moms, talk to teachers, talk to nurses, you have to niche down because the algorithm doesn't know where to send your content if you're talking to everyone. So every time I'm talking to women in their 50s because that's me. Your niche should be you or you 2 years ago, and talk to those people and how to solve their problems. What were you struggling with 2 years ago and how can you help them? Whether it's money, whether it's weight loss, whether it's skin, whether it's clean products they use in their home, all those things that Modere sells, find your niche and speak to those people. Niche down. Record everything. Make your reels short. If you want to grow your audience, you need to be making reels. Stop doing static posts. No one wants to see a picture. They're not getting sent out to anyone. You need a reel. It needs to be 6 to 8 seconds long. You need to be moving in the reel. You can't just be standing still unless you're talking. The movement grabs their attention immediately. Have text on screen. You have to have a hook on every single reel, and you have to have a call to action on every single reel. A hook is point of view. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you're trying to lose weight, your call to action is you're going to want to see this promo I have on whatever. You have to use a hook and a call to action on everything. You have to speak to a niche audience. Lots and lots of reels. Reels are what grow your audience. Stories are more behind the scenes, what you're making for dinner, what you're doing while you're cleaning. If you're getting your hair done, you're getting a manicure, a pedicure. Stories so they get to know you. Reels are to grow your audience and to nurture your audience. Give educational tips, give recipes, give things away, and don't tell them to go to the caption because that's so annoying. People don't want to go to the caption anymore. So give as much as you can away in the content right on screen to save them. If not, they're just going to keep scrolling. People are bored. They have attention spans that are really short and people just keep scrolling. So you want to do as much as you can on screen to capture their attention quickly. I also believe you have to do what you can sustain. I have a full-time job. I'm a mom. I have a dog. I'm also trying to get 10 to 15,000 steps a day, lift weights, eat healthy. This is tough business. Do what you can sustain. If you can only sustain 1 reel a day, then just do 1 reel a day. If you can only sustain 5 reels a week, then do that. Make your content as good as you possibly can because quality is so much better over quantity. You can put out 3 reels, but if they suck and no one's looking at them, then do a better job of putting out less content with better quality. Does that make sense? How am I doing, Michelle? You want me to keep going?
You're doing amazing. So I would love for you, for the person who's listening to this, who's like, I don't know how to do a reel and I'm very nervous and I hate camera. I think that you were once like that as well, right? How did you
Yes.
overcome that? How did you get better at it?
Yes,
And
that's a great thing. So it's very awkward. You want to record constantly and you can delete them, but you're not going to get better until you start posting constantly. What I say to new people, record in your car, because number one, the light is always good in the car. The camera, get a camera that you can suction to the windshield, and put your sunglasses on. Because for some reason, when we have our sunglasses on, we feel a little bit more like we can talk and no one's staring at us. We're kind of hidden. And just talk with your sunglasses on. You can delete it. But the more you record and the more, you will never get better if you don't put yourself out there. Same with lives. Go on lives, and I tell all the new people this too in the Imperfectly Chat, like the chat that we have. If you're going live, let us know, and we'll get on there and ask you questions and support you, and then you can feel comfortable answering those questions. It's so much easier. So if you're new at going live, you don't have to do it for as long as Michelle does it. She's been doing this forever. You can go live for 5 minutes. Hey, I'm going to answer quick questions about this biocell collagen. And then you talk about it. One of us goes on, asks you questions, you answer. It's so good. The more you record, the better you are. When I started, if you could look at what my content looked like when I started, I was like a robot. I look like an absolute idiot, but you get better and better and better the more you do it. You have to practice. Talk to the camera and talk on your reels like you're talking to your girlfriends and you're gossiping about someone, or what you want it to be like a conversation. You're gossiping, you're talking, you're being silly. If you're like a robot, if you're nervous, talk fast, because people have slow attention spans. Get to the point. And when you go live, you can say things that you wouldn't say in a reel too, so you can be more provocative. You can say, listen, don't use this bullshit. You want to use this. Like, you can be more yourself on a live than you can on a reel, but then people really get to know you and they follow you from that. What else can I answer? I feel like I'm talking too much. You want to
No,
build a
you
community. It's just like
crushed
building
it.
building a community. You want these people to be your friends. That's who you want to follow you. You don't want, if people are like, they don't like you and they unfollow you, it's totally fine. Then they're not your people. The people that follow you, they are your like-minded people.
But
And
Kathy, how did you give up? Like, you started, and you, all this I told you, and you were hearing it and you were listening to it, and you learned it in courses, and when you started implementing it, you didn't get instant signups for a couple weeks.
no, I
Most
did it.
people most people quit and give up because of the first
Yeah.
freaking 30 days. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most people do quit. I am a stubborn girl, and I'm gritty. And if you tell me I can't do something, oh my God, will I prove you wrong? Don't tell. It was similar to my degree. No one said I could get a master's degree and become a nurse practitioner. My family, my friends, people I worked with, and I said, watch me. And I did it. So don't tell me I can't do something. Just same with, for me, it was menopause. I put on all this weight, and I was somebody that worked out my whole life. And I was like, this is unsatisfactory. You cannot tell me as a doctor that this is how I'm going to live for the rest of my life, that there's nothing I can do. That's bullshit. And when I talk about what that doctor said to me, that's real. Like, she told me there's nothing you can do. You're going to go up 2 dress sizes in menopause, and you're just going to have to live with it. And I was like, oh, she doesn't know who she's messing with, because I'm going to show you can do it. And that's what I try to tell women. Like, you don't have to live in a body that you don't like. You don't have to have poor self-esteem. You don't have to be the one taking the pictures. You can be in the pictures because you like how you look and how you feel. And you can have more energy if you expend more energy. I'm gritty. I'm stubborn. And yeah, I was going to succeed no matter what. And that's the other thing when you first get on here too. People are so shy, like they don't want their friends and family. So when I started, because I didn't start with Modere, I started a new account and I blocked every single family friend every single person I knew, I blocked them. So it was only strangers that were coming to my account. And then as it started to get pushed out more, then I started and I was comfortable, I started letting my family and friends in. So if you feel like people are shading you, just block them and talk to strangers. And as you get more comfortable, you'll unblock them. But anyone that's viewing your content that's an enemy, or they're like, my high school friends will send it to each other and make fun of me. Thank you. You just increased my views. Go ahead. You're sharing it with other people. The algorithm loves when you share my content. So you might be making fun of me, but you're just increasing my views. You're getting my stuff pushed out. So go ahead. I don't care. Yeah.
God, I love you. Why can't more 53-year-old women be like you, who are working full time and have kids and have a dog? And yes, it's no reason why you went from 0 following to, what do you have for followers now in 6 months?
I have 100,000 followers. I'm kind of stuck there. So I'm figuring out how to grow more and like give more. So I'm creating more freebies. I'm kind of mixing up my content a little bit. it's experimenting. It's like whatever I did 6 months ago doesn't work now. And if you're not adaptable and willing to change, like your content needs to change, how you create needs to change, what you're saying needs to change. And we learn and grow. What I knew 10 years ago about weight loss is completely different than what I know now. And that's okay. Share that. Tell people. I thought you had to lose weight first before you could lift weights. Before you could tone your body. And I'm like, that's so wrong. You need to lift weights now. That's how you lose the fat. These are things that I share with people. You have to adapt. You have to change, and you have to be stubborn and gritty. You have to want it. If you don't want it, then get out of here. You have to want it, and you have to work. Michelle listens to podcasts and reads books all the time. I am constantly listening to, and if you want to know, I'll share them in the notes below. I listen to podcasts nonstop about social media, about business, all the changing things. Instagram is changing every 5 minutes. You constantly have to stay up on top of that. So I'm always listening to things. And I even will post in my content like, oh, you have to watch this show. Like I'll talk about things that are popular culture, like White Lotus right now on HBO's Pop Culture. I don't watch it. I would love to watch it. I don't have time to watch it because I'm listening to these podcasts, these books, I'm working and I'm doing this, but everyone's like, where do you find the time? And I'm like, I don't. It's pop culture and I'm talking about it. I haven't had the time to watch shows. I'm exhausted, but I'm succeeding at this. So that's what's thriving me and keeping me going, giving me the energy to keep going.
And soon you're going to have the freedom and flexibility to do whatever the heck you want to do. So
you promise? That's my goal. I want to retire, and
100%, 100%. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. We would love those resources in the comment section.
Yes, will do.
That would be awesome. So as you can see, her excitement, her grit, her way of showing up no matter what, good, bad day, ugly day, menopausal. I mean, she's had an amazing transformation. She's very coachable. She figures it out. She doesn't wait for someone to come and tell her, like, you are capable of doing this, whether you're the nurse practitioner, the nurse, the doctor, the lawyer, the marketing firm, the realtor, the person owning a business, anything is possible. So the e-commerce or social media is absolutely incredible. The next gal that I'm going to bring on the screen, listen to me. So her name is Bethany, and wait till you hear a little bit about Bethany, because it's very inspiring that not only was she a small business owner for 12 years, okay? So where are you at if you're a business owner? You're a realtor, you own a mortgage firm, you're whatever it is that you do. You have a restaurant, you do nails, you own a nail salon, you're doing eyelashes. Crazy, right? So she prior to that was a stay-at-home mom for 1 year prior to that. But prior to that, she was a pilot in the military. So how awesome. Her name is Bethany. Listen to this. So she is a director 2, like we talked about. That's the business side of our comp plan. But she's also a platinum 2 on the customer side. You don't have to build a team here if you don't want to, and you can still make an amazing income. So what that means is director 2 means that she had 50,000 in 1 month coming from her organization. Pretty freaking incredible, right? And coming as a platinum 2, her total points were 7,000 she sold in customer points. So Bethany, bring yourself up, unmute yourself, and I can't wait to hear what's working for you versus when you first got started in the industry back. You'll let us know when that was, and a little bit about your backstory and how you got started and landed home where you are now.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Can you hear me? First of all.
I can.
All right. Awesome. So a little bit like what Michelle said. Yes, I was a pilot. I was a reconnaissance pilot in the military, but I was diagnosed with Meniere's disease. It's an inner ear disorder. And I knew I didn't want to continue. So I focused on building a family, having kids. And so I told my husband, I'm ready for you to be the breadwinner. So then that was the 1 year that I was a stay-at-home mom. When we now live in New Mexico, and it was kind of like, is this it? For me, it wasn't enough, and it's okay if that's totally enough for you. But I knew I needed more. I needed more connections with other women, and I needed to contribute financially to the family. So that's when I started dabbling in network marketing, and I started in various companies, like a lot of you probably have done. And I never really got traction. I saw the vision, but I never could build or grow until Modere. But in amongst doing all those different network marketing companies or businesses, I did pursue a small business, which I still have. I'm no longer managing and running it day to day. I have a manager on board, but it is a housekeeping business. And yeah, it's still active, live and well. So I'm happy to say that. But I got in touch with Modere and everything changed. The systems were so much different than I'd ever seen before. The people were so much different. Like, people on other teams that don't benefit from you financially, they are willing to help here. And it's amazing. We have like so many leading industry leaders in Modere. So that was in and of itself big red, not a big red flag, but a big green flag for me. I'm like, this must be a hot place to be. So I was really happy where I was at. I grew to director 2, platinum 2, and that was amazing. That's bringing in some good money, you guys. And I've earned a few trips, so that's been awesome as well. But then I did, in 2022, the economy started changing a little bit, and it started becoming harder to produce that same kind of income that I was used to doing the same things. So I thought to myself, a little bit like Kathy, I'm going to dabble in this digital marketing world. So while I was still using, and I loved Modere products, I promoted it more on the side. It wasn't my main focus. I was focused on digital marketing and learning that business. And while I had a little bit of success, it wasn't like wildly successful. And so I kept like spinning my wheels, like, what am I going to do? And then I think the best thing happened is my leader here in Modere left. I was placed under Michelle, and she has been a phenomenal leader. She has taught me so much, and it's a different way of teaching than I had been taught previously. So just a few things I want to say for anyone that is brand new in Modere is you need to plug in. Okay, like you have to make it a commitment, because if you don't make it a priority, you don't find time, you make the time. And if you can't make time for your goals, you really don't actually want to hit those goals. So you've got to pick 1 or 2 trainings a week to plug into. So for our team trainings, I actually can't be on them live. So what I do is I make time every night to watch those replays every night of the week that team training is happening. So I'm on those replays, I'm taking my notes, I'm doing the power hour, whatever it is that Michelle is teaching, I'm consuming and I'm learning, and I'm trying to implement something new every week. So she puts a lot of good information out every single week, but I can't consume all that in one sitting. So I have to pick 1 or 2 things to implement that week. And then the next week I add to it. So that's what you need to do, is make training a priority. Typically your elite leader is going to be a phenomenal trainer. So,
and Bethany, a good thing to say, like, that's a great point. While you're driving, right? Like, what are people's commute to work? What is people's commute home from work? Like, put something to remind you you're never going to. I buy courses from mentors all the time to pour into myself thousands and thousands of dollars. Well, if you don't do anything with it, it's dumb.
yeah.
So I'll put a sticky note on there, get in my car, oh crap, put it on, and instead of listening to the radio like Kathy does. So people can realize they can do that. And if they don't have an upline, they have John Melton, who does trainings 5 days a week for all of us.
Yeah.
They have other people. So I just wanted to, sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to say that's a great point.
Yeah, that's awesome. So another thing that we have at our fingertips, and it's free, is ChatGPT. Ever since getting in network marketing, I had that vision. I just couldn't make those connections. And I was always taught this is a relationship building business. And I'm like, people like me and I like people. Why can't I build relationships better? Well, ChatGPT helps in this. And Michelle has taught us this, is like, you literally can just plug into ChatGPT what somebody said to you and ask ChatGPT, how can I respond in a kind manner that, can pivot this, or however you want the direction of that conversation to go, and it'll spit something out. If you don't like what ChatGPT said, respond to it and say, can you tweak the ending of this or whatever. So I'm literally just scratching the surface on ChatGPT. There's so much more to it. So I'm really excited about that. And then be willing to do the thing before you're ready, because we all start at suck, right? Kind of what Kathy was talking about. I am really thirsty. Give me a second. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we all start at suck, and that's okay. You have to be willing to be a beginner before you become an expert, or before you become excellent. So there's lessons to be learned in making these mistakes as a beginner. So if you like do a live or do a reel, and maybe you forgot that hook, like Kathy was talking about, you're like, shoot, well, the next time you're going to remember to put that hook on your reel. And then if you go live, you can rewatch your live and critique it and see the areas where you need improvement. So there are lessons to be learned in making mistakes. I mean, that's how people get successful, is they use their mistakes as stepping stones to constantly improve and get better. And the reason why we want to start before we feel ready is because we're way more relatable to people when we're making mistakes, and we're not polished and we're not perfect. So we need to be able to show these people how we can still run a business brand new. We're plugging them into three-way chats with our upline. We are using the tools. It's super easy and duplicatable to do that, and to show people that's how a beginner starts, and that's okay. We do not ever have to be the expert. That's why we have tools. So another point on that is, it literally took me a full year of studying the comp plan to understand the comp plan, because our comp plan is so much different than other network marketing businesses' comp plans. I had it on my computer screen for a whole year, and then I would just kind of study it. I'd hit a rank, and then I'd go study it some more. I'd hit a different builder rank. I'd study it a little more, what am I gaining with this rank, and what do I need to do to make the next rank? So studying it is totally fine. Not knowing everything up front is normal. Okay. And the last thing, I did take some notes on this. So having an accountability partner, or like last week, Jen Cooper was talking about power partners, right? That is so key to success. Not, Kathy just talked about how she's a self-starter. Not everybody is a self-starter and can be gritty and can be, what was the word that she used? Stubborn, right? Not everybody is like that, and that's okay. You don't have to be successful. Just connect with somebody that's similar to what you are, who wants the same results that you want, and you both cheer each other on and boost each other up, keep each other held accountable. Having an accountability partner, you do not have to have a person that's on your team, but it has to be somebody who is highly motivated. Here are the notes that I took. If you have an idea or a goal, you are just 10%, you're 10% more likely to be successful. If you consciously decide that you'll do that thing or goal, you'll be 25% more successful. Deciding when you'll do that thing or goal, you'll be 40% more successful. Committing to someone that you'll do it, like getting an accountability partner and sharing what your idea or goal is, you're going to be 65% more successful. And then the top one is having specific accountability appointments, like continually checking in with your accountability partner. You're going to be 95% closer to being successful. So that's pretty empowering and exciting.
Oh my gosh, it's just fire. And you know what? Every one of these girls, you might just think, what natural. Oh, you know how nervous they were? We've been knowing we were going to do this for about 3 weeks, and every week it's, oh, I'm getting kind of nervous. We're nervous. Okay. So if you're looking at us and you're thinking, God, she's just a natural, I can't do this, you are so freaking wrong. But as a leader, I know that getting people out of their comfort zone, because I used to be the girl that literally would go last in class. And when I got up there, I was like, my name's Michelle, and I'm gonna talk to you. I'm like, I couldn't even tripping over my words. Literally, you could hear it in my voice. To now, how can I do what it is that I can do? By freaking doing it. And that's the thing about what this social retail is all about. And in Modere is we're on a personal development journey with a compensation plan attached to it. Like, do you want to be more positive? Do you want to be more coachable? Do you want to grow? You are the 5 people you're hanging out with. So even if who you're hanging out with in your business is not who you want to be, guess what? You have a decision today to say, I'm pouring myself into Bethany. I'm pouring myself into Michelle. I'm pouring myself into Kathy. I'm pouring myself into Cristy. I'm pouring myself into John. You're one decision away from it. So, Bethany, you covered some awesome, amazing tips. I am so freaking proud of you and cannot wait to see your beautiful face in Houston on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it is you're coming in. And I'm just so excited. So, thank you. Okay, so we have, you always love hearing, we got to save the best for last, right, Cristy? Woo, woo, woo! So we have. Wait until you hear this. I love the word gal. I'm in Michigan, but gal just fits in today. So you want to hear from someone who's been in the industry for over 15 years? She's been in the industry for over 15 years, dabbling around to find her forever home. And something that's unique that I admire about Cristy, and even anyone who's ever been in a company that had the guts to leave because they saw something bigger and better, is the ability to be able to do that. Because every single one of us on here was in a previous company, including myself. And it is one of the hardest decisions, because no matter what, you do love what it is that you are leaving. You're not leaving most times because you hate something. It's because you see something that's going to grow you more into the person that you're going to be, just like the relationships you're supposed to be with. And it's not always, like I said, the easiest thing to do. And now that Cristy has found her forever home, exactly what it is that she needed to help people want to be customers, to not have to just sit here and lead a huge team of people all the time, and to be able to do this on the side. So she's been a stay-at-home mom for 7 years, stay-at-home mom. 15 years, many companies, she was looking for the proper brand. She could not find it. And 26 years prior to that, how ironic, she doesn't even look 26 years old. Wait till you see her. 26 years prior to that, in the beauty industry. So her lifetime, she is a silver and she is a team leader. So the amazing thing about this, what does that mean? That means that she has sold 1,000 to just customers in 1 month. And being a team leader, we mentioned that other part of the business, her organization has done 3,000 in just one cumulative month. We're not talking annually. So Cristy, I can't wait to hear your story. She's like just the biggest gem and doll ever. She lives in California. She's my girl. And come up on the screen and unmute. And I can't wait for you to share what's working for you right now today, and a little bit about your backstory and why you love Modere and social retail and love me so. Oh, whoops, sorry. No, I'm kidding. Love me so much.
Well, I do love you, Michelle, and thank you so much for the introduction. And I am on fire and inspired already by these women. Yes, I'm Cristy. I am in beautiful Sonoma County, California. My background is in customer service. 26 years in corporate America in the beauty industry, like Michelle had mentioned. And I loved it. And still to this day, I do on the side as well, still events and weddings and things like that. But how I came to be really involved in network marketing was in 2020, when the world was crazy. That's when I stepped into a brand. I was bored. I was really bored, to be honest, being a stay-at-home mom. And, I was there and it was fine and great, but I was really looking for something more, something that, filled my passion with the health and wellness. So I was doing what I do with social media and my reels and reaching out, and I came across Michelle. I had reached out to her. I said hello, and we built this relationship, our communication, and it was just, I mean, incredible. And I was like, I love this girl. What is she doing? What is going on? We started talking more. She told me about Modere, and I was totally interested. Come to find out, she had told me she knew John Melton as well. And I loved him. He still obviously is amazing. I was listening to him with my other companies. And when I heard about the leaders in this company, that's literally what sold me. I was sold with the leaders and the systems Michelle had told me about. I knew I wanted to try the products. We'd be talking about the products, but what really got me was the leadership. And so I was like, Michelle, I'm all in. This is amazing. Let's do it. Like she had mentioned, I did dabble with some other network marketing businesses, and I was really young, thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. The leadership really wasn't there, so I kind of felt lost. And Modere has been incredible, absolutely incredible. And I, have hit my 1 year in January, so I'm 1 year in, and loving every moment, and very excited to continue to grow and learn from more incredible people. So I mean, that's really like a quick story about my background, where I came from and how I came to be with Modere.
And what would you say right now is the what's working? What is it that when you do it comes, it's working. It's if you show up, you consistently over time do a few things. What are those few things that you would say to the person who's on the screen, who's like, I want team leader status, I want to be silver, like, please, I would like begging on their hands and knees to be there.
Definitely. Well, I think the biggest thing for me too is consistency. I think that's huge, is being very consistent every single day. I mean, we're going to have days that are crappy. We're going to have things that life throws at us that are just not not ideal, honestly, but staying consistent in what you're doing, it really just, becomes habit, really. I think also personal development and that positive mindset is huge. I think you have to start with that and pouring into yourself to get to the consistency. I mean, without that positive mindset, you're just not going to, you need that push. You need that. So those are two huge things that I, every single day, am doing and working on, and are, have really helped me propel into this business and continue to.
Do you have a book or a personal development audible that's really kind of helped you kind of get out of your shell a little bit more than another one, or a podcast, or maybe a mentor? High performance
Speaking of
habits.
Brendon Burchard, he's one of my favorites. I love his podcast, and this book is incredible. Thank you, John and Michelle, for this also. It's from them. But yeah, I love him. He's incredible. And Michelle always has awesome recommendations. So I always try to get them from her as well. As well as everybody else here. So yeah.
Do you have any tips or tricks for what you can share on being consistent? And also, I know that so Cristy and I we talk a lot, and there are some naysayers in her life, and I love that she pushes through. And this is something that a lot of times, going through a process that Cristy goes through as a leader, I coach a lot of people, and I sadly enough to say, they're basically like killed in the business because of the naysayers. And Cristy always puts a smile on her face. Mm-hmm. She always shows up to the events, and she looks at the good in everything. So something I could really pride her on is that I would love, there's a lot of people who can't say yes to that industry because of the naysayers. So I'm not sure if you can find a cute cookie cutter way to say that. And then also maybe like a tip on how they can stay consistent when you find yourself becoming inconsistent. How do you jump back in?
Yes. I have, like I mentioned, life is going to throw stuff at you. You're going to have some crappy days, and I've had some crappy years, but, you just, again, back to that positive mindset and pouring into yourself and personal development. It is so huge. I mean, to be totally honest, like if I wasn't pouring into myself and filling my mind with positivity and surrounding myself with this incredible community, I probably would not be here. So it really is important to if you've got that negativity around your life, try to just like block it, ignore it, keep pushing forward, be your own fire if you have to. Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot this year. I have, a son who was recently diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, so there's that. And then again, like Michelle was saying, there's some negativity in the home and not a lot of support, but this community, like we mentioned, is just incredible, and you have all the supports that you need. We are always here for each other, which is great. So staying close to the fire, being connected daily is huge, is really important.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. And Christy's another one who's very, very, very nervous, but she doesn't have a choice.
I am.
I get to pick these awesome rock stars, and I'm like, listen, it's us three and me, and we are getting on, and we are absolutely going to crush it. So you don't have a decision, because you want to know why. I know there is so much freaking potential. So we're going to wrap it up now. So if you are listening to this on replay or you're watching it live right now, it's 12:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Detroit, Michigan, which we're coming in from all over the world. It's time to take action. It's time, as you can see, you're not just hearing from Michelle, Churchill, Dworak, coming up you and putting steam. You're hearing from three people, three different careers, three different lifestyles, three different backgrounds. We all came out of a womb with no social media, no skill set. We didn't have any type of followers. We weren't good at reels. We weren't good at lives. But guess what? We're freaking good at not quitting, showing up day after day after day, and making the decision to be positive, the decision to be coachable, and the decision to grow. Is that you? And if you're in Modere and you're listening to this, maybe it's your time to stand up and say, you know what? It is me, and I'm a part of that. And I'm going to pour into this community every day. And I'm going to go see what Christy's doing and see what Michelle's doing and Kathy's doing and Beth is doing. And you know what? Maybe you came across this today and you're not a part of the community yet, and you're not in social retail. And there's this something that's in your stomach that kind of feels like a little bit of a nut that you start to put into the little cracker and it cracks. I don't even know what that means, but I'm just trying to like put a really cute term together. It's time for you to go tell the person who invited you that you're ready to freaking grow. March into March 2025 and take it next freaking level. So this was such an honor to be able to host this call today on this beautiful Friday, the last day of February. March is going to be absolutely incredible. Get out there, crush, and see you all in Houston at our social retail conference, and have a great day.